Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Haut Beyleron here in Farming Simulator 22 with me, CWATTY. We still have our rock picker man collecting the rocks now on the second of our 3 fields. He's working away quite happily. And like I say, he should get that done for us. It is 5 to 6 in the evening. We're still on the first day of the save. This is still day 1, August. We will be in September tomorrow. However, at the end of the last video, you may recall I was off on my way to sell the wheat in my tractor and trailer. And basically, when I came to sell the wheat, I did the obvious thing that you would do in previous farm sim games. You would look and see who's offering the best price. Who's offering me the most money? And it was this Marisoni place, $812 or pounds or euros, whatever currency you're playing in. And I was like, that's compared to some of these other places, that's quite a money difference. Why is that the case? Why is that so different compared to the other sell points? Why is that price so different? Why is it so good? Well, when I drove over here, as you may remember, if you watched the last video, the sell point was pointing over here. Which basically means that sell point is not on the map. The only way to sell product at that sell point is to put it on a train, which requires you in FS22 to rent the train. Now in Farming Simulator 19, using the trains was free. They drove around the map quite happily, and yeah, basically they drove around the map. You could load them up, take goods, sell goods, products at different sell points but the sell points were all on the map. They were still you could physically, if you wanted to, take the goods there with a tractor and trailer to a lot of the sell points. There was a couple of maps where that wasn't possible. Estancia Lapacho was one such map, where it had the transport company, which was up on the hillside, up in the hills, which you could not reach by road. You could only reach it via a train. So you had to load your goods into a train from a train station silo, and then you could take the train to the map, to the transport company, unload the train and get paid for your goods. That's how it worked on Estancia Pass. When Giants brought out the Alpine map, Erlengrat, in the Alpine expansion DLC, they introduced this new feature whereby trains sell points were not on the map. The trains would actually leave the map and go off into the universe, and after so many hours had passed, you would get paid for the crop. You would get paid, you know, you would receive your money, and perfectly fine, everyone was happy. It's a little bit different in Farm Sim 22 because now it costs you money to use a train. If you want to use a train to transport goods, you've got to pay a rental fee while you're using the train. To use the train, you've got to rent it. So it's costing you money to move the goods first and foremost. And then of course, when you send it off the map to then get paid, I think it takes a day or a couple of days before you see that income come in to your account. So for that reason, again, because we've just started out on the map, we don't have a lot of money. I don't want to be renting trains, and I don't want to be waiting several days to get paid for my crop, despite how, you know, obviously how good that price looks. I'm just going to sell my crop at one of the stations that is on the map. So I'm going to sell my wheat here. I'm then going to go off and have a hunt round quickly for something. And I'm going to head back to the farm. We've got the straw as well. So I might load up the straw and take that and sell that. We got £8,336 for the wheat. There's a deer. I saw a deer. I saw a deer. I saw a deer running around the map. Right, I'm going to have a drive to see if there is a collectible on this map. When I was playing on my live stream yesterday, I did find a collectible. And I'm going to keep the help window open because although I'd seen some collectibles in some of the early access stuff that was released, I was convinced that the collectibles all had a, you know, similar look and appearance, which made them easy to find. Turns out that's not the case. Some of the objects are a little bit more cleverly disguised, which wouldn't have you thinking anything of it when you first sort of drive past them and that, or walk past them. The only reason I spotted it was because I had the help window open and I saw the help window change, which told me that it was a collectible. Now, there's another little area down here I want to check. I looked around these houses, I couldn't see anything. I looked around the pizza shop there, and I couldn't see anything out of the ordinary or unexpected. One of the things I did not check was this building here. And if I head over here, we've got a postcard stand. Nothing untoward about that. Nothing showing in the help window there. Quick look round the back. See if there's any collectibles hidden. Doesn't look like it. Old little generator thing here. You find loads of these on the map. They're just odd decorations, old rusty bits of equipment. Can't do anything with them. They're not collectibles. Right, let's head up the stairs here. Again, nothing up here. Okay, fair enough. That's a bus. I didn't check there yesterday, so nothing occurring, as they say. I did do a harvest contract on this field in my live stream yesterday, which is why as I say, I ended up finding this this collectible. There's a deer, a couple of deers. They just run through the walls. They have no collisions. I'm just gonna have a quick look around here. I didn't check all, as I say, around all the buildings. I checked some of them. It's now officially night time because the lights have all come on. I can't jump the fence. Can't jump the gate. jump the fence? Can I jump the wall? That looks a bit more promisable. Collect. There's a collectible. Tractor transport game cartridges. 50,000 bucks we got for that. So there's a collectible, folks. Oh yeah, have a good rummage. Like I say, I thought the collectibles were like little cardboard cutouts of like sheep, cows, pigs and stuff from another video I saw someone else playing the game. They're not. They can just be regular objects. Which, as I say, makes them a little bit less... They don't stand out. You don't suddenly think, oh yeah, that's definitely a collectible. Like in Farming Simulator 17, when we had the gold nugget hunt. We had the gold nuggets that we had to find on every map, which gave us money, and gave us a nice bit of income. For finding all 100 gold nuggets on a map, you knew what you was looking for in a gold nugget. What about over here? You find a lot of these sitting around as well. They're just generators, little like electric pumps, motors, generators. Again, don't really offer anything. But like I say, once you start thinking, oh, collectibles are just, you know, regular objects. Every time you see a collectible, every time you see one of them things, you think, oh, it's a collectible. I need to pick it up. And that's just not the case. Someone's been playing noughts and crosses. Yeah, we found a collectible. Now that wasn't the one that I found yesterday. That's a new one. So I'm even more happy about that. At my tractor. I'll put my headlights on. I don't need my side lights on, just the headlight. Basically, I'll come down here to this place down here. This is where I found the collectible yesterday. So again, hop out the tractor for a second. Again, advisable to have the help window open when you're looking for the collectibles, because it will pop up and say collect and give you the button prompt to pick up object. But yeah, I was looking for the collectibles yesterday and was completely, so yeah, here's one. Look, this is the one I found yesterday, was the video games console, and that gives me another 50,000. So we've made 100,000 in money just by finding 2 items on the map. There's 18 more to go, it says. So we need to look out for those. So we need to try and find them, basically. Because that's going to be, you know, every 2 of those is like, like 100 grand. And that's a lot of money we could potentially earn just by finding some misplaced items or objects. But anyway, we shall return to the farm. It is night time. I'm going to sleep through the night. We're going to get to the next morning. And start our next task, which will be seeding. We're going to start seeding. So yeah, I need to come back and have a hunt round all the buildings, all these different things at some point in time. Try and find the other misplaced objects. There's probably going to be one down there somewhere, either on those little boats. Or anywhere where you might find one of those little arcade game machine cabinet things. Excuse me, my throat's going. That's because I've recorded, as you've probably guessed, all these videos in this Let's Play series in one session, one after another. Because I need to get a little bit ahead with recording, obviously. And then I can chill out a bit each day. I can record a couple of videos each day. And then do all my live streaming commitments and things like that. But it does mean that today is going to be very brutal on my poor little voice. And my throat. I mean, yesterday was bad enough because obviously I streamed for 8 hours. And then I did a video after that. So I'd spent a lot of yesterday talking. And again, for people who don't know, who haven't been following this channel, haven't been subscribed to this channel for long, haven't watched lots of my videos, maybe don't know a lot about me, I do have a medical condition called vocal cord dysfunction, which basically affects my speech and how I talk and how I sound, which is why some people wonder why my voice sounds the way it does. And why, if you was to meet me in real life and hear me talk in real life, in person, people often comment and say I sound like a chipmunk from the Alvin, Simon, Theodore chipmunks, you know? If you've ever watched that cartoon or watched the movies, people say I sound like those in real life. It's because I have a condition that affects my vocal cords. And I have to have physiotherapy. I have to have speech therapy to help with that. And unfortunately, the biggest help is the biggest way to obviously control the condition is to limit how much I actually speak. And obviously when I'm streaming and recording, I'm doing a terrible job of that. Because I am flapping my gums all the time, as one has to. Right. Turn the beacons off. Turn the tractor off. We are going to sleep in our little house. I should also point out that now that silo is empty, there is nothing in it. I might be bulldozing it and getting some money back. Right, we are going to sleep. I want to wake up at 8 AM in the morning. It's raining. We've just forked out 44 grand for leasing, ladies and gentlemen. 44 grand. Out of curiosity, I didn't think to check this. So leasing. £17,375. I wonder, are we paying that every single day? We pay out £17,375 every single day for that piece of equipment, whilst we have that piece of equipment. It used to be in Farming Simulator 19, you paid a leasing fee, a one-off leasing fee for leasing the item, say 17,000, and then after that you paid a fee for every hour that you used the vehicle or the equipment. So you had your first day leasing fee of 17,000, say, if we go back to that example of the Fent. So yeah, if we was going to lease that, that's going to be 14,000. So you'd have your initial leasing fee 14,000, and then there would be a cost per hour. So for every hour that you use that piece of leased equipment, you would pay that thing. That meant you could have a vehicle on lease for several days, but you only paid when you used it and for the time that you used it. It does look a little bit as though, oh, crapola. It looks like we have got weeds on our fields, ladies and gentlemen. we have got weeds. Couple of ways we can tackle weeds then. We can use a mechanical weeder. Do we have weeders in there? Yes, we do. So we could use a weeder. And weed the fields. I don't mind leasing that because that's 2,000. What I do object to is paying a fee every day. So yeah, need to check that. Right, let's go and have a look. Which way is this guy working? I think he's working across the field. Right, we are, ladies and gentlemen, going to be doing some weed removing then. We haven't got any crop seeded on the field, so we're okay to use a mechanical weeder at the moment then. That's perfectly fine. Obviously, it'll be a learning experience to see whether the weeds come back, having used the mechanical weeder. In Farming Simulator 19, they would, which meant that you would basically end up ignoring the mechanical weeders and never ever using them, because you would have to use herbicide anyway. You'd have to use herbicide spray, and you would have to spray the crops to completely prevent their regrowth, and to prevent them growing back on your field until you harvested. Once you harvested the crop on the field, the weeds would then be able to grow again. But if you wanted to prevent weeds from growing, you would apply herbicide after you had seeded your field, basically, and that would then stop. It would remove any weeds that had grown, and it would prevent them from ever being able to grow back. But like I say, it did make mechanical weeders a little bit redundant, because what was the point of using a machine like this if the weeds just grew back again tomorrow? If tomorrow the weeds returned, what was the point? Again, I'm looking forward to seeing if that's changed, because obviously for a lot of people, and I will, you know, admit this, in FS19, after I'd played on a couple of maps and done a couple of Let's Play series, I got to the stage where I was like, weeds don't really offer me anything constructive, so I just turned them off. I went into the game options and disabled weeds, which is still an option. Things like lime spreading, I was happy to leave on and always do. Periodic ploughing, I always had turned on and was happy to do. The weed system in the game, I just felt was very annoying. And the fact that the whole field gets covered in weeds, that's not changed from FS19. If you played with Seasons mod in FS19, the weeds would appear in little patches on the field, which was a little bit more realistic. They wouldn't just completely take over a field like here. So it's a little awkward. Again, I'm trying not to be down and negative on certain aspects of Farming Simulator 22, and obviously it may come as a surprise to some people who are like, whoa, hang on a minute, you're a Giant's partner, yet you're complaining about things. You're pointing out faults. You're pointing out problems. Yeah, if you don't know, if you're new to me as a creator, as a video maker and a live streamer, yes, I am a Giant's partner, but no way am I part of the PR or marketing machine. They don't pay me. I'm not on their payroll. I don't follow any scripts. I say exactly what I think and what I feel. I am completely honest and open, and I'll give you my exact opinion and my feelings on things that I see as being not great. So I will point out faults and I will point out problems with the game, but I will offer my constructive feedback on how that could be improved going forward. I don't just trash the game, and I don't just trash Giants and trash things, because that's not constructive. I think if you're not happy with something and you don't like something, it's fine to point that out, but you need to offer some sort of alternative. You need to offer some advice. You need to offer a counter to your argument. And like in the example of these weeds, it's nice that we've got weeds. It's something to do. It would have been nice if Giants had implemented the weed system from the Seasons mod, where weeds appear in patches only and don't just dominate a field like this, because it's a bit ridiculous. you know. I mean, again, with seasons now being part of the game, and the fact that we're kind of forced to play through the days and we have to wait 10 months between planting and harvesting, people might feel this time round the weeds are not a problem because it gives them something to do. And definitely, you know, that's always a good thing. Players having things to do and being able to stay busy in game is a good thing. The last thing you want is people standing around going, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. There's nothing to do. I can't do anything. Which at times in previous farm sim games with the season mod was a very real issue. There were a lot of periods of time throughout the year where there wasn't really anything for you to do. And if you was playing like multiplayer, there'd be very serious issues where you'd all be standing around looking at each other going, well, should we fast forward time? Because there's nothing to do. So Giants is obviously trying to balance that in game, in this game, in Farming Simulator 22, with their version of seasons and the way they've implemented the mod into the game. And again, for people who are maybe new to Farming Simulator, who don't understand the past history of the game and Farming Simulator 19 and Farming Simulator 17, the seasons system, it was a mod. It was first released for Farming Simulator 17, and it really did change how everyone played Farming Simulator at that point, because it had never been a thing before. In Farming Simulator 19, obviously the mod was brought, the modding team behind it, Realismus Modding, brought the mod back, converted it over to Farming Simulator 19, made a whole load of improvements and changes to it, and obviously made it much better. In Farming Simulator 22, elements of the season mod have now been brought into the actual game. It's not a mod anymore. It's part of the game. And people are a bit confused as why has a mod now been put into the game? Isn't that a bit unfair on the modder, that Giants have taken their mod and put it in the game? Well, two answers to that really. Firstly, a lot of the people, the mod authors, the mod makers that are part of Realismus Modding, that worked on the Seasons mod, actually work for Giants. They're actually Giants developers and Giants programmers. They made the Seasons mod in their spare time. You know, by day they worked on the game, this wonderful game that you see before us, and then when they went home at night and at weekends, they worked on mods because they love what they do. So the fact that Seasons has now come into the game, it's really just a case of the developers taking their little side project and now actually making it part of their day job, and incorporating it into the game. Also, another reason why a mod is now available in game is because when you actually read the Giants terms and conditions when you install the game, and if you download and install Giants editor or any of their modding tools, their scripting tools and things like that, when you accept the license to download those programs for free and install them for free and use them for free, it does say in the fine print of the license agreement that you have to agree to install the game, install the editors, install the tools, that anything that you produce with those belongs to Giants. And they can do with that whatever they can take your code, your source code, your mods, whatever, anything you make using their software, they own it and they can do whatever they want with it. So if you've made a mod and they like it enough that they want to put it in the game, They are allowed to do that. You've accepted that. You've agreed to that condition. The moment you downloaded and installed the game, and the moment you downloaded and installed any of their, as I say, any of their software tools, Giants Editor, their GDRM converter tool, their texture converters, their scripting resources, you know. So yeah, when I have to laugh at that when I see people getting online getting upset that Giants have put mods into the game and taken a modder's work and put into the game. It's clear that those people don't understand how the game how it works, and how the mod system works, and basically that any mod created, if it uses any part of Giants code, any of Giants coding, uses any of their assets, uses any of their tools, the minute you make it, the minute you put it on the internet or into the public domain, Giants own it, and Giants can do with it what they want. But it's raining. It's the first time I've seen the rain in the game. My wipers are working. In cab. I'm driving a little bit erratically. As I say, rock picker man not doing a terribly good job of rock picking. He's very slow. I mean, it's 9:30 here on the 1st of September, and we haven't got all the rocks picked up yet. I think what I'm going to have to do, I might have to leave him to finish this field. I might quickly go and finish off the weeding on the other field that we harvested to start the series. I then will dive over and, you see, I'm thinking to myself, is it worth me weeding that field, or is the rock picker going to remove the weeds? But it seems like the rock picker does not remove the weed. Me, at least from what I'm seeing. So I will have to remove the weeds from that other field. I hope the rocks don't interfere with the weeder. And then I can go to the store. My seeder is still parked at the store, and I'm starting to think now that that was a mistake leasing that when we did. Because the longer it takes me to get to actually the seeding, we're paying for that machine then, obviously. We're paying every single day we have that machine. So we'll get the weeds done. Get the weeds collected. have to go grab the seeder. I need to grab a screenshot at some point for the thumbnail. I'm going to try and use different vehicles in my thumbnails this year, rather than just use a generic image, map image, because I think it makes people a little bit it makes it a little bit easier to spot when there's a new video in a series uploaded, if I do actually change the thumbnail. Previously, like if you go back and look at some of my last FS19 Let's Play series, I just used the map image from the map loading screen, and then I would just use that and just change the episode number on the thumbnail and the title. I'm doing it I do it on my Red Dead series as well, that I'm been running for the last month or so as well on the YouTube channel here. I use the same thumbnail image, I just change the title and the episode number, and I wonder if that affects views, affects people watching the video, because at a quick glance people don't realise it's a new video. They might think they've already seen it, they've already watched it, which is one of the reasons why, like I say, for this video, this series, my first series in Farm Sim 22, I'm going to go back to how I did my thumbnails for my very first Let's Play series in FS19, where I use an actual different in-game photo, picture, whatever you want to call it, for every video. Again, people are probably thinking, I don't really care. I'm just here to watch the farming. I don't care about you making your videos and your thumbnail. That's fine. I'm just trying to share my commentary and my inner monologue, my inner brain of my limited brain capacity as I'm playing, and conversate with you. You know, I try to imagine that you guys are sat in the room with me. You're sat beside me, watching me, and I'm basically talking to you as if you were here in the room with me, trying to generate a conversation. I know it's hard to have a conversation on YouTube with people, especially if people don't use the comment section down below to leave their comments and their words of wisdom and things. But yeah, be nice to get a bit of discussion going on all these videos. It would. So it looks like the weeder is not affected by the rock, so I can remove weeds without running into the problem of the rocks. Okay, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. I can finish this field off. As I say, Mr. Rock Picker Man, he can head over here in a bit, start doing his best rock picking for me. We'll then have our two main fields ready for seeding. Like I say, canola on the field the rock picker's on now, wheat or barley on the other field, because that's what we're allowed to plant in the calendar, the crop cycle calendar. We look, crop calendar says we can plant canola, wheat or barley. Those are the only crops we're allowed to plant at this time of year. We could plant poplar, we could plant grass. Poplar I wouldn't be interested in planting, because again that requires very specialist equipment to harvest, and wood chips don't really make you a great deal of money. So I would probably avoid doing that. But grass is something I'm interested in, and like I said in the previous video, I'm very tempted to do grass on this field, because we've got the silage bunker over there. We could be doing some silage, which could be a great way for us to make money throughout the year, because I imagine we can mow the grass a couple of times a year. I'm sure if that element of seasons mod has been incorporated into the main game, we can do we can do a couple of harvests a year, a couple of mowings, which means we can get a couple of a couple of silage batches produced and exported. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye on, and we'll have a go at. There's a road sign in my field. How is a road? Is there some youths, some yobs, some kids with nothing better to do with their time going around the map stealing road signs and chucking them in farmers' field? How did that road sign get there? Has Mr. Rock Picker Man stopped? Not like it. Right, folks, I'm going to end the video here because I did promise in the last one I would try and make these videos a little bit shorter. Hey, we've saved 15 minutes today. I'm going to try and get the next one down even shorter than this one. So be ready for that in the next episode. If you could now do me the big favour, everybody, of making sure you click that like button before you head off to watch your next video, whatever that may be, whoever that may be, that would be fantastic. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you click the subscribe button. Again, without boring you on all the analytical details, YouTube tells me a lot of people that watch these videos aren't subscribed. Doesn't cost you anything on YouTube to be a subscriber. Completely free. You just click the button and you can forget about it. You never have to touch it again. And as I mentioned, either in earlier in this video or maybe it was in the last video, my brain is confused. I've promised that if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, as soon as it reaches 1,000 subs, I will give away another copy of Farming Simulator 22 on PC with the Season 1 DLC, the Season Pass Year 1 DLC. So there's an incentive for everybody to subscribe to the channel, because the sooner we can hit 1,000 subs, the sooner I can give everybody a chance to win a copy of the game. Okay? So, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I will see you all in the next video very soon. From me, CWATTY, here on Haut Beyleron, it's goodbye for now.